Hey everyone, it's Lisa. Welcome back to my channel. So I am working on a project using this really cool frame blank. So as you know, building frames is really popular. It looks really good, but you know, your girl can't get any more tools, okay? So for me, it's totally worth it to buy something pre-made so I can just have the product. So I have this frame board from Johnson Plastics Plus. It's really cool. The part that you engrave just comes out like a normal picture frame, and I got this nice, beautiful engrave in here. So I'm going to show you how I set up my design and how I put this into my Glowforge to make the project. So if you like it, you can go ahead and subscribe now so you don't miss any more uploads. Give me a like or a super like. I really appreciate when you send me the super likes or the thank yous. And if you're watching this and you'd like to have more help, you can check out the link in the description to learn more about my one-on-one training sessions. And if you're ready to get a Glowforge, if this is it, you can use the link in the description or at glowforge.com/LisaPottsDesigns to save up to $500 on a new machine. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Hi, so I'm in Silhouette Studio. I have my workspace already set up to the size I'm going to do. Actually, no, I don't. That's fine. So I'm going to go over to my page panel, top right over here. We're going to do 11 inches by 11 inches. Oh, make sure it changes. So select this, 11 inches. All right, so now we can start placing our plant. This may move depending on what we're doing, but I'm going to leave it there to begin with. So I'm going to grab my Bible verse that we're doing. So we have Psalm 139, 13 through 14. So I just searched it so I can copy and paste it and not have to, you know, type it. So let's grab it like this. Don't worry about the numbers. I'm going to take them out after. And now we're going to use our text tool and then hit Control V to paste it. Okay, so we have this. It's going to come in the default font, which is Arial in Silhouette Studio. So I'm going to very quickly go in there and kind of delete these extra spaces. You can see them over here, so I'm just hitting the backspace to kind of make it like one cohesive paragraph. I mean, it is cohesive text, but you know what I mean. Alright, so let's see if this wonderfully can go over. So this might be, yep. And then I'm going to hit in front of this so I can get that little, what is that, footnote? Subscript? I can't remember off the top of my head. Oops. And so I accidentally selected all that text, so I'm going to go right here and bring this back over. And I deleted that semicolon. That's no big deal. We're going to set it up like that. Okay, so now I'm going to take this and fill it in black, just so I can see it a little bit better. And I'm not using Arial font. We're going to go over to our font panel. We're going to choose our font. So I am going to use a font called Anivers. Anivers? You know, whatever. And then I'm going to choose this little drop down arrow, and I'm going to do SC regular, which is like a all caps version that I really like. So let's go ahead and bring this down to kind of set up my placement. So I want it to be kind of like, you know, not too big, and I want to save some space for the reference at the top. So I know I need to make my plant a little bit smaller to kind of fit with that. And now we can go over and kind of figure out this placement. So let's go over and stretch it just a little bit more. So what I'm looking for is to not have too much space on this side after I press enter. So let's go in front of this womb, hit enter. So you can see it starts like, you know, adjusting all the way through. Let me hit Control Z for that and keep that U over there. Hit enter. And you can kind of change it as you go. So let's see over here, I'm going to hit everything in here and maybe make my font a little bit bigger, make it 55. And see how that looks. Alright, so now it's just a little bit of adjustment as I go. Spoiler alert, I already set it up before, so I'm going to reference this to see, you know, how it looks. But I'm showing you how I did this. So we want that together to be on the same line. So when something like this happens, we can actually stretch this out a little bit more. So you can see it kind of, you know, gets a little bit rough right here. So we are going to do a little bit of adjusting. And I'm going to take this to stretch out my text box to make it go all the way over here. So let's kind of bring this over like this. And shrink this just a little bit. And let's make this smaller as well. So we're doing it with like a little plant, so I want to make sure it fits in there, and so I'm staggering it to go with it. I don't recommend this a lot of times, but I am going to stretch it vertically. You know, I'm not a big fan of that, but sometimes, you know, rules are meant to be broken. So we're going to set this up like this, and now we can do our scripture reference. So this is Psalm 139. And it's verses 13 and 14. And actually, I think it's really cute. I am actually going to use a font. This one called Felicia. This is actually the font that I use for this couple's wedding cake topper. So these are good friends of mine. The husband is ordering it for his wife. And so I'm going to use this. They're newlyweds, so I'm going to use this as their scripture reference because I think it's just cute that it, you know, fits in with their wedding. So I'm going to readjust like this, and then just to make this easier to see, I'm going to do the trick that I do a lot of times, where I'm going to do a very slight offset to thicken it just a tiny bit. So I'm going to select this right here, go to the offset panel, click offset. And I'm really small. Obviously, this is way too big. So let's do 0.01. Hit enter to preview it. You can see we have that right there. I'm going to hit apply. Click off. And then I'm going to click right in the middle so I know I got that one that was filled in. And now check this out. So I'm going to select this right here. And so it just works a little bit better in my opinion. Okay, so now we just want to make sure we don't have any overlapping lines. Just to be safe, I'm going to take this entire thing and I'm going to weld. Okay, that's good. And then you can see individual boxes, all good, all good. Then right click and I'm going to group. You can also make compound path. But either way, you have it right here. So I'm happy with this. So I'm going to select this, go to File, Save Selection, save to hard drive, and then just choose SVG. So I'm going to do this, and then I will see you in Glowforge in just a minute. Alright, so here's the frame that I am putting this on. Now this is from Johnson Plastics Plus, and what I really like is that the back of it just comes out like an actual picture frame. So it's really easy to engrave, or if you do heat transfer vinyl or even UV printing, you can press right on here. It doesn't say that it's safe for sublimation, so I'm not going to try it this time, but super easy. So it's got, you know, kind of grain or whitewash look going this way, so I'm going to make sure I engrave with it going side to side. So this is easily under a ½ inch, so we can put it in with our crumb tray, no problem. So I'm going to just go ahead and pop that in there and close it, and I'll see you in Glowforge to set up our design. Alright, so my design is uploading, and you can see there is my board, so I'm going to very quickly right click and group this, because I'm going to engrave the entire thing. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to hit my 3 dots, set focus, and hit the middle of my board. Because the Glowforge uses a fisheye lens, it can have distortion based on where it's focusing, and the distortion can cause misalignment in your design. So once we set focus, the camera knows how far away your material is, and it knows that by hitting the laser on it. And so now we can have our perfect placement. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to shrink it a little bit. I want to account for, you know, border on both sides and also where the frame is. So I'm going to hit this little arrow. So this is 9.8 inches wide. Let's go ahead and hit it to 9. And so this frame is 11 by 11, but it's also, this is what you have to be careful for with stuff like this. It's 11 by 11 with the frame, so that's not your workable space. So just to make sure I have a nice space, I'm going to make this 8 inches wide so we can have this like extra space on every side, and I think it's going to turn out a lot better. So I'm going to try my hardest to center it. That's the thing about Glowforge right now, is like there's no way to kind of find automatically the center of your object and align it, so we're just going to kind of wing it. Okay. So now we're going to choose our engrave feature. So I'm going to pop this psalm at the top on the left side here, just so it engraves down like this. So we'll do engrave, and then I'm going to use a preset that I use a lot. I call it charcuterie small, but essentially what you need to look for is I'm going to do my speed at 1000. I'm going to do 60 for my power, okay, and 225 lines per inch. And I'm going to do the same one with that. So this may take a little bit longer. This design is detailed, but for me it's worth it. So let me go through. I'm just looking at it one more time because I want to be like really precise. Bump it up one. Okay, I'm happy with that. So let's go ahead and print. We'll see how long this will take. Again, this may take longer just because there's a lot to it. You can always make your power a little bit less so that it runs faster, or you can do less lines per inch. What you are going to miss is maybe some detail or something like that. So again, you need to kind of figure out your pricing, kind of see what works for you and what quality you want to come out. So, you know, this is for a good friend of mine. I'll probably price this a little bit lower, but this is for 34 minutes. So let's go ahead and do that, and then I'll see you after. Alright, so here is our finished project. I think it looks really nice. I am, you know, glad that my guess on the engraving worked out well. 60 is normally a pretty good power for me. So it's this really nice, beautiful chocolate color. I was going to actually fill this in. So this coating is like really smooth. So it's really easy to take acrylic paint to fill this in and then wipe off the paint itself. But I think that this just looks really stunning and it fits into a lot of decor. I don't know if you've noticed, but a lot of the like tans and neutrals are in right now. So this fits right in there. So this is using a Johnson Plastics Plus frame. I don't have a code for you. They won't give me a code, but you can check it out on their website. I will link it for you as well. And this is also something that you could UV print and it comes out really easily. I really like this look. It makes it super simple. So if you like this video, I'm going to link all the fonts in the description where I got it. Why don't you go ahead and give me a like, a subscribe so you don't miss any more uploads. And if you're ready to get a Glowforge of your own, you can use the link in the description or go to glowforge.com/LisaPottsDesigns.